All right, are other people seeing the handout? Or do I need to? Okay. Darius, what are you seeing now? You see that the documents haven't been opened yet? All right, let me stop the share. Let me see what's going on with that. I think I'm going to start a new share and just go straight into the document. That might solve the problem. There, are you able to see the document now? Ah, fantastic. All right, problem solving 101. All right, so we are recording now. Hallelujah. We are looking at the pattern for an article retrieved from an online database. I'm going to make it a little bigger so you can hopefully see it a little bit better. All right, can we see that pretty good right now? Okay, so what's the first thing in the pattern? Right, the author's last name, comma, space, author's first name, period. What's the next thing? The article title, which is in quotation marks with a period inside the quotation marks at the end. What comes next? Yes, after a space, you put the periodical title. There is no punctuation at the end of the periodical title, but the periodical title is either underlined or italicized. Underlining is a little easier to see. And each significant word is capitalized. And then there's the what? The date published. And then what? The page range or total number of paragraphs, and then the database title, the database source, and the date accessed. Okay, so what that looks like in action is down here. So here's a sample works cited page with 3 entries. Yours will be different because it'll have 4 entries. We're going to do 2 entries right now. What are they going to be for? That's correct. Okay, so in order to do that, we need to get here to our essay. Let's get to, all right. So what is the author's name for this one, for the Federalist paper one? What's the author's name? All right, can you see a new document that's blank? Well, isn't that a treat? All right. Can somebody mute? They got a lot of background noise going on. Thank you. Okay. Can you see a blank document? Okay. The author's name of the first one was what? John Daniel Davidson, correct? Correct? Bueller? Can you see what I've typed? Errol, what have I typed? Andrew, what have I typed? Right, okay. If there's a middle name, the middle name follows the first name, okay? All right, what should go next? Right. Okay, so the title is, and I'm actually going to copy it from the website. Do you see what it did? It's going to do that to you if you copy it, and that's okay, but you've got to fix it. You know that, right? You could take it back into 12-point font, not bold, and not blue. Okay, should it be underlined? No. Okay, what's wrong with it now? Taylor, what's wrong with it now? It's not supposed to be italicized, but you're right. The "the" doesn't need to be capitalized. And have I finished this title? I put a period and then what? I have to end those quotation marks. Very good. It had the quotation marks at the beginning, but it didn't have them at the end. Okay, what comes next? You have your handout. You can look at that. What comes next? Right. Okay, so it's called the Federalist. So we type in, what should I do with that? Yes, ma'am. Okay, now what? I'm supposed to put the date published. What date was this published? It was published on August 18th, 2017. So what do we do with that? We have to format it correctly. And it's not going to be giant like that. I copied and pasted. When you copied and paste, you got to fix it. Okay, and this is not the format for a date. The format for a date is that the number of the day comes first, and then you abbreviate the month to 3 letters every time. So April, APR period. June, JUN period. There's only one month you would not abbreviate to 3 letters. What is it? Yes. Boy, you're very smart. Yes. May is the only one you would not abbreviate to 3 letters because it's already 3 letters. And then 2017, and then you end that section with a period. Then what do we put in there? The thing that it says in the handout is that we need to put in the total number of paragraphs. Do you know how many paragraphs there were here, or are we going to have to count? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So there are 21 paragraphs there. Oops, wrong one. So what should that look like? It's just simple. Keep it simple. PARS period. That's all it is. What is this that I just wrote and underlined? Tell me what this is that is underlined right here. What is this? That's the database title, correct. What is this? That's the source of the database. So if you went to a database on the web, you would write web, but you didn't go to a database on the web. You went to a database through the Lawson State Community College Library. Okay, which is different than the web, right? And what's the very end of the entry? That's the date it was accessed. That was the date that I looked at it. The date that you looked at it might be different than the date that I looked at it. So that should be different from each student. This needs to be double spaced. Somebody tell me how I double space. In Word, how do I double space? Caitlin, how do I double space in Word? And? Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Thank you. Now, this is at the margin, but these are not supposed to be at the margin. So I have to put my cursor at the end of the line and hit enter. What? Why? No, stop. Okay. And I hit enter, and then I have to hit no. Enter, and yeah, it's still linked. Hold on. I'm gonna make sure it's not linked anymore. Control Z, get rid of that. All right, I'm trying to remove the link, but it's not cooperating with me. Remove hyperlink, there we go. Okay, so if you did copy a hyperlink, you may need to get rid of it to do the formatting. Hit enter and tab, and then enter and tab, and now it looks proper. We actually want to go up to paragraph here and remove space after paragraph and remove space before paragraph. And now it's just double spaced with that hanging indent. Ooh, you're gonna have to look back at the video to watch how I did that, aren't you? All right, let's do one more together. I'm gonna go to the other one. This is by Kevin M. Levin. So with that, we do Levin, comma, Kevin M, period. Now we don't put another period because his middle initial is already a period, so we leave that there. What was the title of the other article? I'm going to copy and paste it again. Copy and paste is okay if you know how to handle the formatting changes. If you don't know, then write it down and type it out. We want it to be in Times New Roman. Times New Roman. We want it to be black, and we want it to be 12-point font, not 16. All right. What do I need to add here at the end? Errol, what do I need to add here at the end of this title? Uh-huh. What do I have at the end of this title that I don't have here yet? Yes, sir. Okay. Then what? The title of the underline? The source that you got it from, the periodical, that's right. Okay, so that came from the Atlantic. Does it need a period at the end? No, what does it need? There you go, underline it. What comes next? All right, Errol, you've answered so many questions. You're off the hook, my friend. Let's find the date. Okay, so we've got August 19th, 2017. So we go to Austin. 19. Hold on. Is that correct? Except what? Formatting, right? 12 point. Is the spacing correct? Right, you'd need a space there, and space should not be underlined. So look at all the picky stuff I'm having to do, like ununderlining a space and stuff like that. This takes some patience, right? Where did it come from? Okay, nope, we have to do how many paragraphs are in it. Oh, this is always fun. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, huge add, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12. Okay, so this one has 12 paragraphs. So what is that going to look like, Tyson? If it has 12 paragraphs, what am I going to write? Like that? One more thing. There it is. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Darius, what comes next? Okay. Savannah, what comes next? Yeah, but this one came from academic one file. Okay. But yeah, that's the database. And I specifically did one from each database so that you can see that if it came from a different database, you have to put different information up there. Prentice, what comes next? That's right, LSCC library, or where you access the database. And Takaya Christian, what comes next? Miles Taylor, what comes next? The date what? The date it was published? We've already got that. What is that? Okay, does anybody know what that is? That last date? The date that I looked at it. So I'm going to do this one is 9 August 2020 because I found one before I found the other. Okay. Is this formatted correctly yet? What's wrong with it? Okay, so let's double space it. And now what? Yeah, so I put my cursor after the 19 and hit enter and tab. And then I need to go back in and go up here and get rid of that extra space that it puts in. All right, does that look correct? "12 paragraphs. That's the total number of paragraphs. That's good. So you need to put the total number of paragraphs of your article after the date that it was published. Okay? All right. These are hard, right? You can see how much picky work there was. Like, look at this. Academic 1 file, there's a period there. Is it underlined or not? It is not. Okay. I've got all of my months capitalized. My capitals are correct. My spacing is correct. The periods are correct. Are they in the correct order? Are these entries in the correct order? How do I know? What's the deciding factor? I did. How do I tell whether my entries are in the correct order? Yeah, last name organized how? How do I decide whose last name goes first? Yes, ma'am. Good job, Elizabeth. Yes, this is in alphabetical order. So D comes before L, so far I'm pretty good. Okay, if my next author started with an R, where would they go? Under 11. If my next author's last name starts with a G, where would they go? Under Davidson. If my next author's last name started with a B, where would I put them? At the top, right. All right, y'all. This is very picky work. You're gonna try 4. That means you're gonna do the 2 that I modeled for you today, but here's the kicker. I'm not putting this handout in. We did it, we watched it. I am gonna post the video, but you need to type it. Because honest to God, some of it is really just slowing down to follow the pattern. So I'm gonna make you type it yourself, right? And make sure that you have all the information and know where to get it. You can watch the video, you can pause it, but you're gonna have to type it yourself. So you're gonna type what I typed today, and then you're gonna type what else? Entries for what else? What else are you gonna put in your discussion board? I need an answer to that one. Okay, are you able to see week 8 in the screen share? Okay. All right, so when I scroll down, you'll be able to see week 9. We are now in week 9. If you missed anything in week 8, you have until the end of week 9 to take care of that. You have a video on works cited lists. Make sure you watch that. You do have a video on how to use the Purdue OWL citation machine and a link to the citation generator. You can use MLA format for the 8th edition if you want to, and that's what the citation machine will do. But I'm going to tell you this, mine is easier and has fewer details. So you can just use that handout from week 8. Okay. We've got the works cited list workshop this week, and I'm actually going to go in and edit that so that your responses to peers are due Sunday, not Friday, just to give you a little more time to work with this. Due Sunday. I have to click on this. Okay. This initial post is due Wednesday. Okay. And then you have your assignments for source paragraphs 2, 3, and 4 due Sunday. And on Wednesday in class, we're going to go over the common issues that came up in those source paragraphs in the assignment from last week. I'll go over the discussion board and the assignment from last week and make sure that we address any issues that came up in those that you need to know before you do the next 3 source paragraphs. Okay, does that make sense? All right, I'm going to stop our share, and I'm actually going to stop recording.